Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
I carefully place all of it in various trash cans around.
Any other headlines you guys are interested in tomorrow?
I'll poop in a urinal.
It's going to be a wet one.
He shoots, he scores, you suck.
Rick's wife is going to make him sleep in the bathroom tub tonight.
A dark horse candidate of where I may eventually want to end up living for good.
Welcome to a brand new sports show experience coming through your wavelengths. Let's get ready to have some fun. So sit back, crack open a drink, and let's talk some sports.
And let's talk some motherfucking sports indeed. Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
Woo!
We are live on a Friday in 2024, baby. We got the
really
whole
busy
family
now.
here.
Holy cow.
Finally, BAM comes back to his own show.
Fucking
What's
welcome
up?
back, baby. Welcome
Really
back.
busy.
Welcome back, buddy.
I had to hang about 150 snowflakes last Friday night for my niece's first birthday party, so
Oh,
had
your
to play
hand-
the
For
uncle
he was
duties.
jerking it.
Don't worry though, boys. In 2 weeks.
Why were you
What?
hanging Cardinal fans?
He said it right, not me.
Congrats. That was good.
Damn.
Well
Got
done.
Rick,
Don't
he
worry
was
though.
talking
In 2
about
weeks,
you.
we will be live. We're trying to get Rick down to Tampa, Florida, to join Keith and I as we head down for the motherfucking Royal Rumble, baby.
Nobody
we'll
even
see.
asked me.
We'll see.
Nobody even asked me.
You want to come, Ryan? Let's go. I just assumed it'd be an easier drive than it would flight.
Oh, guys, AT&T's
Because
calling me.
I
I'll
live
be
in
right back.
It's actually the AT&T girl.
What a
Did he say
ringtone.
AT&T or Anti-T?
AT&T.
Or both.
Should I get close enough so we all hear?
Yes. Hey, we're live.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I think I was got scared. Oh. They're like, oh.
Oh, that's funny.
Stay
What is that
Camera
medieval
shot.
times ringtone?
This is medieval times ringtone. I don't know.
It was like a sea shanty.
Yeah. I feel like I was at a Renaissance fair for a second.
I don't know. It makes me happy. I don't know. I used to get kind of stressed out
mean,
with
yeah,
phone
no, it
calls.
did.
Like, oh, who do I owe money to? But now I hear that. I'm like, oh, okay.
The truth.
I'll listen to you.
Truth in 2024. Well, this is a sports show, so let's talk some fucking sports. We had a big week,
Yes.
right?
Indeed, we did.
Coaches
What
got
even
fired.
we did.
Coaches retired. We have playoffs to talk about. We got a whole lot of shit to get into tonight.
What even
So
We really do.
We want to start with coaches,
Nothing
or we want to start
happened.
with brackets?
brackets?
Let's start with coaching because I think
Yeah.
the playoff brackets will take a little bit longer.
And they're
You're
more
right.
important, I think.
So in the last 3 days, 3 iconic coaches, we'll just start with those 3 first,
Mm-hmm.
have been relieved of their duties, reassigned,
Two of-
or retired.
2 of them coached professional football, and 1 of them coached kid football. Big kid football, but
One
like he was a
two-
legend he was a legend at the kid football level.
I mean, Ryan is grasping at straws here.
No, right.
And what's
Anyways,
amazing about it,
Keep going, Ryan.
what's amazing about it is that Chris Hansen never asked him to have a seat right there.
I'm saying.
Ryan was like, yeah, he coached at the YMCA for the last 17 years. Just the YMCA down the street. Legendary
that's
coach
all.
Nick Saban, University of Alabama, retires.
University is
Legendary
where the kids
coach
go.
Bill Belichick, New England Patriots, amicably, quote unquote, is parting ways with the team. And legendary coach Pete Carroll out in Seattle, your guys' boy,
Yep,
was
which is
told
exactly
we're moving you to
why
the front office.
I'm rocking the. Normally, I'd go forward with the hat, but going Pete Carroll style, rocking the hat backwards. Although I'm not like going in a completely like this, like he is.
Not
Why
quite.
aren't you
90s
wearing
Nickelodeon
and,
kid,
and no
but-
bubble gum? No bubble gum at all. Like, come on. You gotta be chomping on that Pete Carroll gum.
Where can you find bubblegum this time of night?
Dude's got you probably DoorDash it. Dude's got the strongest jaw in the league.
She down the
Yeah.
street, Danny.
He's got
Bubble gums down the street.
he's
you
got
know?
for being like 73. He's got a pretty tight jawline. You gotta give him that.
That's
No,
true.
that old guy has some energy. I'll tell you what. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched this video, and I'm not sure if you saw it in the chat, but there was a video of him just like messing around at practice with the guys, and he's out there like running around like throwing spirals, like, hitting receivers, like doing the no look pass. And it's like,
Plays
damn,
basketball with him like
If-
every day.
Yeah.
And he
If
took his
Jared
shirt
Goff-
off when they drafted DK. You guys remember that video?
If Jared Goff would
I mean-
channeled his inner Pete Carroll, he'd have made that throw and they'd have won that game in Dallas.
yeah,
True.
Pete Carroll could have made that throw.
absolutely.
We have footage of him doing it.
Yeah, literally.
So do we think he ends up coaching next year, or do you think he stays in Seattle in the front office?
It's tough to say. I
I
think
thought he
that
said that he was.
yeah. So before the news came out that they were parting ways, he said that he wanted to coach. Like there's a radio show that he does every week, if I'm not mistaken. And he came out and said, like, no, yeah, I'm fired up, man. Y'all haven't worn me out yet. Like I want to continue coaching. And then even after, they had their press conference, which, man, I'll tell you what, if you have a chance to listen to that press conference after the news came out, it's a tearjerker, man. Like I felt like, like that was my dad up there. Like, that type of just his personality is just always so warm and loving. But he has come out after and since said that he would still be very, very open to coaching. So just depending on, what shakes out there for him in Seattle with this.
Maybe he coaches another Washington team. Or they might need a
That's-
coach.
That would be poetic justice right there. I think that'd be really
Damn.
cool.
That'd be cool.
To go play kid ball, as Ryan
That'd
calls
be
it.
Washington's coach.
Oh, I thought you meant the.
Wait, did you mean the Commanders or did you mean
Commanders.
the Huskies?
No, I did
Oh.
not mean the Commanders.
Oh,
I meant the Huskies. Yeah.
I meant the Huskies, yes.
I mean, the Commanders are also looking for a head coach. I don't
They
see
are.
why you would be.
And
Which
they
is-
are
Coaching
also
them is
considered
like
kid ball, I
coaching
guess.
kids ball, yeah. Kids ball.
I would have put that Alabama team against Washington, the Commanders, and they'd have beat them, I think.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can
How much
put
you
an
want to
XFL
bag and
team.
throw a football over the mountains?
You could put a
Yeah,
UFL
if coach would have
team
put me
against-
in, I would have gone to state, gone pro.
You could put a current UFL roster today that haven't practiced together yet, and they could beat the Washington Commanders right now.
That doesn't count. That is not fair. Those are adult football teams. We're talking kid football.
Going back to the coaching, Rick, I want to ask you, who do you like for the new coach for Seattle? There's a couple
100%
names
hands
floating around.
down, Mike Vrabel.
That's who I was
What?
thinking too.
Mike
I want
Vrabel's
Vrabel too.
Available? We didn't know
Yeah.
that yet on the podcast.
Yeah.
No, but for real,
know
like
that-
Mike Vrabel would be perfect for your.
No,
Yeah.
I think
I mean, really, like if you think about like what it is that he likes to do, he's a similar mold to coaching style, as far as like game plans go, of Pete Carroll. He likes to run the ball and play good defense. They
Yeah, and
took
he's-
away hit roster control from him in Tennessee, where he had the perfect setup. You had the Yeti, Derrick Henry, and then you had the perfect weapon in AJ Brown, who's just a beast of a receiver that can go up and get the 50-50 ball, great route runner. And they took that away from him and took away all roster control for him. And of course he's going to have a shit product on the field, but we're built to be a perfect fit for that. We
Right.
have
Didn't
two
they have a
really
good
running
offensive
backs.
line as well? Like they were literally just a quarterback, like not being complete and total dog shit from being a very good team. if I'm
I
not
think they're.
mistaken.
If I remember right, their
Before the AJ
offensive
Brown
line.
trade, yeah.
Well, their
Yes.
offensive line took a step down from last year, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I think Blake was referring like when they still had AJ Brown, like they had
okay.
they
When
had
Henry was
Right. Yeah.
killed,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're built like very similar to that. We've got two fantastic running backs in Kenneth Walker, and I liked what I saw out of Zach Charbonnet this year. I think that's going to be an awesome 1-2 punch going forward. We've got a great receiving core. I still think Lockett has plenty left in the tank. We've got DK Metcalf, who had yet another 1,000-yard season. JSN, to me, was as advertised.
Right.
And hell, with that as your number 3 receiver, that's a hell of a, and Geno right now, he's certainly not the quarterback of the future, but you got to feel like he's better than Ryan Tannehill.
Yo. Yeah.
Very
so
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike Vrabel to Seattle would be perfect.
Yeah.
I know
like-
a lot of people are going to say, oh, the reunion, Dan Quinn, leaving the Cowboys to be the head coach. I don't want that.
Okay. That
Dan
was going to be my next
was
question.
a-
Was Dan Quinn?
No, I hate that idea. Dan Quinn was a very mediocre head coach. Look what he did in Atlanta with a prime Matty Ice and
Yeah, but
Julio
how many
Jones.
times
Well,
have we
he had-
seen a head coach not have success, go back to a coordinator role, defense or offense, and come back and then be a very good head coach?
But again, and even then, my counter to that would be in today's NFL. I don't necessarily. There are a few exceptions, right? D'Amico Ryan has done a fine job with the Texans, but more often than not, in today's NFL, I don't necessarily like defensive-minded people in the head coaching role so much as I do someone who has a brilliant offensive mind.
I would put
Mike
Vrabel
Vrabel-
more on the defensive side of the ball than the offensive side of the ball, though.
Not nearly as much as Dan Quinn.
True. Yeah. I guess that's fair.
See, that doesn't bother me as much with the defensive mind of him, like being a head coach and then going back to defensive coordinator and coming back, because the first year or two, Dan Quinn was pretty solid.
Yes.
I think the first year he had with the Atlanta, he had a playoff team,
Yeah.
and you basically get 3 years tops, without like looking for success. And if you don't get it your first time as a head coach, you're pretty much out. They're looking to reshuffle the deck. So I wouldn't be completely opposed to him, but I am with Rick in terms of Vrabel. I think he's got a really good locker room charisma. It seems like all the players that play for him really, really like him. Yeah, he's definitely a player's coach, and I think he's definitely got screwed over this last season just with the pieces that he had. Now, him compared to someone like Mike Tomlin, who I think, regardless of the team that he gets, I think Tomlin could go to Washington and have a playoff team, or at least a winning team. Now, they wouldn't do it. I think they'd be like a 6th or 7th seed like they're doing with Pittsburgh right now. But I just think he seems to be able to get the absolute best of whoever's playing for him. Now, I don't think Vrabel's at that level, but I definitely think that this losing season isn't a reflection on his coaching. I think it's the owners that are really screwing him over.
So let me ask
Isn't
you.
it fucking wild that Tomlin has coached for 17 seasons? He has been the head coach of the Steelers and has never, in 17 seasons, had a losing season.
Fucking
Insane.
wild.
Isn't that insane?
So
Yeah.
let me ask this question: where do you rank Seattle, top, middle, or bottom, of desirable head coaching jobs?
Of what's available?
So there's 7 available.
Seven, yeah,
currently.
so there's 7 available. Go ahead, Ryan.
So let's go down. I was going to say, Ryan, if you have the list pulled up, let's go down the list of all the current places that are
Yeah.
available.
So just head coaching: Falcons, Seahawks, Commanders, Titans, Chargers, Raiders, Panthers. There was the Bill Belichick leaving. They parted ways amicably, and Gerard Mayo was hired for that. So
Well, two questions
that's
and
very quick.
Yeah.
2 questions to go with that. One, do we know for sure what Belichick's doing? Is he going to stay and be?
Nobody knows.
Nobody is. Okay.
Yep.
And then the other
Falcons are the favorite though currently.
I think
is
he's just
Biggest
saying
bet's the Falcons.
the Falcons are. Well, here's the other wild card in there too is Harbaugh, because
Yeah.
he's
Well, I think-
probably the one everybody wants right now.
I think Harbaugh is pretty set on going to Los Angeles.
Really?
I think that's where
I
he
like
ends
that a
up.
lot. I like that a lot.
I think either there or the Raiders. I say that because his agent is also, I believe, Tom Brady's agent or connected.
We
to
talked
Tom
about that.
Brady
That's
somehow.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Tom Brady is a part owner of the Raiders. So,
I think if the Raiders don't hire Pierce, it will be one of the
He's,
dumbest things they do.
Exactly.
Pierce is interviewing for the Titans job as well.
If somebody doesn't hire Pierce, that's criminal.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, I agree 100%. That team has
And
been turned around. Like Rich Sasakia, wasn't that his name?
Sakia.
I was just about-
Bisaccia.
yeah,
He did something similar. They let him walk, and then they hired McDaniels, and it was a fucking shit show. Like, you need to hire Pierce. He's
Wherever
born
McDaniels
and bred for that fucking team. He
Yeah.
since he was a kid, he bled for that team. Like,
Yeah,
he will do anything in his power to make sure they are successful. So
1000%.
right now,
So
Bill
I think
Belichick is favored in Atlanta. What do we think about that?
But Dan Campbell back to Atlanta.
I don't see that happening.
I don't either.
I think kind of at the heart of what the question you were asking earlier is set the coaching candidates, like the actual coaches themselves aside. I believe the spirit of what you were asking was what are the most desirable coaching jobs, i.e.,
Yes.
like location,
Yeah.
what cities the
Yeah.
most.
Yes.
So if we're to rank them,
and
I think-
GM makes a lot of sense too, because you want to be paired with a
well,
guy
that's
who's
right. That's another discussion. I think at the bottom of that list has to be, and they just fired their GM. I think at the absolute bottom, easy, hands down, at the bottom of that list has to be the Carolina job.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Nobody wants that job.
yeah.
I agree with you.
You know what? I'll take that job.
I mean, I would take that.
Yeah,
I'll-
for sure.
I could
right?
turn that team around.
Yeah.
But here's
Ryan-
the thing: do you
Ryan,
think
the first player coach and
Do you
50
think
years.
it is the kind
Guys
of
on the
place
field.
where, like, so Tapper's a fucking jackass. Like, he's the next Dan Snyder.
Yep.
Yep.
Does he need the kind of coach to walk in there like a Bill Belichick, like a Jim Harbaugh, one of those fucking
Hey, you got to fix your mic, dude. We
Yeah.
you sound like you're underwater.
what really?
Yeah.
I think it may have switched to your headset.
So, Carolina, there's absolutely no way they would ever be able to get a Bill Belichick or a Jim Harbaugh. I think
Or a Pete Carroll, I think.
Or a Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I think
Is that any
they're-
better?
Much better.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
All I did was mute it and unmute it. Anyways,
They'll end up getting a guy like
We've never heard of.
Dave Canales.
Yeah, they're going to get the
You know,
Someone who wants to pad the
practice
resume
squad
a little
linebackers coach of the, I don't know, the Arizona Cardinals or something like that.
bit. And it sucks to be, the first round draft pick and get stuck on a team like that. You have you're the
That's-
well, they don't
potentially
have a first round draft pick.
No, they were the first round draft pick from last.
The Bears traded them the number 1 overall pick, and they picked Bryce
Yeah.
Young instead of C.J. Stroud.
yeah.
Correct.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They got Bryce Young, and to be Bryce Young and stuck in Carolina after being like
Yeah, that sucks.
arguably the best
Yes.
quarterback in college. I don't know. I complain a little bit about the draft sometimes, but
Anyway, I
Yeah,
think
just
getting
is
back
what
to
it
what
is.
your question was,
Yeah.
where do I think that the absolute best and most desirable location is of the jobs that are available? I think that I guess we can debate like who would be the top here, but I feel like my top 3 are in no particular order: Seattle, the Chargers, and Atlanta.
Well, what's your number 1? Like you say you're in the position, they're handing you the job offers, they're the exact same, everything's the same. Which one? I mean, obviously you're a Seattle fan, right? So
Yeah.
like they're gonna have some bearing, but like look at the big picture. Like, okay, like you have an opportunity to win a championship, you have an opportunity to make the playoffs. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, take everything into account here. Rosters, draft, capital
Sure.
stuff.
So this is kind of a unique situation because I feel like there's a lot of factors in play. The main argument that you can make for the Chargers job is they already have a quarterback. They already have a stud quarterback, but a lot of the pieces around him are beginning to age out. Keenan Allen had a phenomenal year this year, but he did get, if I remember correctly, he got hurt towards the end of the year and he's not getting any younger. Austin Eckler starting to show some signs of wear and tear.
long on the tooth.
Mike Williams
He's
can never
showing
stay
all of
healthy.
the signs of wear and tear.
Yeah, he's always shown signs of wear and tear. Quentin Johnston, not quite his time yet. And then for the other 2 teams, I feel like Atlanta has a phenomenal supporting cast, but they don't have the quarterback situation figured out. Seattle, they have a solid bridge quarterback, and they have, I think, a pretty good overall young, talented roster. So really, I guess it depends on what you're trying to go for here. I guess if I'm trying to narrow it down, for me personally, obviously quarterback is a huge check in the block, but I look at the pieces around him and I feel like it may take a little bit longer to experience instantaneous success. Instant sustained success, if that makes sense, with the Chargers. So I feel like I would probably put them in number 3. Then I feel like there's a huge debate to be made about Atlanta and Seattle because both have phenomenal support. I feel like they both have pretty solid talent on both sides of the ball, young talent on both sides of the ball. So for me, it would come down to those two, Atlanta and Seattle.
I'm obviously a little biased, but the reason why I'd lean towards Seattle because I feel like they'd have one more year with the guys that they got before they have to completely rebuild. In my opinion, because I think, at that point, you need your quarterback. Metcalf might, probably need to go somewhere and try, trade for some picks. Tyler Lockett's getting old. And as much as, I love the running backs, I don't see them as the stars of the offense. I think they're solid running backs, but they're not like, Derrick Henry was, or even Eckler, or some of these other like run first offenses.
McCaffrey.
I think Christian McCaffrey, guys that are just that will, they're put the teams on their shoulders like Marshawn Lynch did and lead them to victory. They aren't those guys. They're absolutely solid running backs, for an offense, but I just don't think that they're the ones that are gonna, lead the way to victory. I think what we have in place. Everything's in place for a solid quarterback, and I think if you can keep them together for another winning season, then once you do get your quarterback, then you can replace pieces by piecemeal like you do with a dynasty, not have to just strip everything to the studs and rebuild everything.
What about you, Ryan?
Well, that's what I was. If I may interject for just a second,
Sure.
like that was one point that I would say. About the one more solid year without having to go to a full rebuild. I don't think that they're anywhere close to having to just rip that thing down to the studs just yet.
Okay.
I feel like they have a couple of pieces here and there. Obviously, like DK Metcalf, I'm not sure what his contract situation looks like.
Yeah, I think he's got one more year. That's why
I could see him staying with the team, like because right now you still have JSN on a rookie deal. Tyler Lockett's his days are probably numbered there in Seattle, although he's still got plenty of left in the tank. But I could see us affording to be able to move on from him to free up the cap space for Metcalf. Maybe we add a receiver in the draft.
Metcalf is on against your hit or your cap this year 24.5, and then 29.5 next year. So they can actually be out after next season, like this coming season.
Yeah.
And they probably will because $30 million for a 28-year-old DK Metcalf is a lot of money.
For sure. So I feel like, anyway, I'm sorry. I'll cede the floor to Ryan, but I don't think that we're necessarily to the point of having to just rip the thing down to the studs. I think we've got enough. We did enough in the draft, I think, this year to address some things that I think there's enough pieces that we can kind of slowly fill in the gaps there and still be a pretty damn solid team.
But don't you think a lot of those guys are going to want to leave? Like if we have another like losing season, that's what I was saying. If we have a head coach that comes in and brings us to, to the playoffs, I think there's going to be a little more energy to just, replace, pieces at a time, like you would in a dynasty. And that's why I was saying I would feel that Seattle would be a more attractive place than Atlanta.
So, I mean, I feel like in that regard, we're kind of thinking on the same wavelength. Certainly, like the right coach that could do that, if they recognize that, what they've got, and 100%, I agree with you. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
All right, so you're wrong, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. Seattle, they are in which division?
Yes, sir.
NFC West.
Okay, what did Seattle finish? They were 9
Third.
and 8, right? Third. Okay. What division is Atlanta in?
The NFC South.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Good point. That's actually a great point.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Kind of
Who
my
won the South?
The Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are in the playoffs. And you know what their record was?
9-8.
9.
8-9.
8. So you say, like, you want to do the piecemeals of your team and all that. And while the head coach is generally not the one making the picks, they have the contracts, they have a say in it. But Seattle right now is sitting at $4.3 million in cap space. Atlanta is sitting 37.79. So they have
Yep,
space.
no,
to
Atlanta's
go
the
and
pick
get
here.
their guy.
Yeah, never mind. I
Also-
rescind. Yeah. I take my.
Atlanta's
Yeah.
got a lot of young talent.
A lot of young
They've got
talent.
a
Also,
lot of
They have a
young
ton
talent.
of
They
young
have
talent.
a fantastic owner who will just give the team whatever they want because he's a fan of the team and he wants a championship
Reminds me.
in Atlanta in
They're
that
hosting.
beautiful new stadium.
Soon.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
And the weather. Better
They
than
play
Seattle.
in a dome.
Rick has left the chat.
all
Rick
the
has
big,
left the
all
chat.
the
Oh,
big
Ryan,
booty-
why'd you
all the
change
big
your
booty
destroyed Rick.
bitches in
How
Atlanta.
many games did Atlanta Falcons win this
Oh,
past
shit,
season?
nice.
This past season, if Kirk Cousins is their starting quarterback.
If they have
Oh
competent
shit!
play, they
Yeah.
are in the playoffs. They are probably.
They're running
I would-
away with that
I
division.
would say they're probably an 11-win team.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
So if I'm Atlanta, as soon as he becomes a free agent, I'm calling him and I'm making sure I
Well-
sign him.
Let me bring that back. Not 11. I'd say maybe a 9 or 10-win team because they still did have Art Smith calling plays,
Hey.
and he's a fucking bonehead.
Dude, I defended Desmond Ritter on this show until I was fucking blue in the face. But I would have thrown less interceptions than Desmond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you have Kirk
They are a
Cousins back
quarterback
there,
away.
I mean,
Hey.
honestly,
As much
they
as
won
shit.
9 games.
Real-
with fucking
Real quick
Desmond and
on
Taylor.
that
That's an
note,
11, 12-win team.
if the Broncos flub this thing away with the Russell Wilson contract
That's my next
situation,
question. Yeah.
I think that the Falcons are the perfect landing spot for him
Outside of
because he
Seattle.
could essentially. Well, no,
Oh
he's not
my
coming back to
God.
Seattle.
That'd be so
Go back
He's
to
not coming back to
Seattle. Bring the
Seattle.
3 back to the 12, baby.
He is gonna go. He's gonna go. Fuck. This makes too much sense. He's gonna go to Atlanta because he's gonna go to Atlanta to play quarterback for Bill Belichick.
See, now
Bill Belichick in Atlanta?
Yeah.
I do like that.
That's interesting. But I think, regardless of coach, like Russell Wilson, I feel like that's a perfect landing spot for him because of the supporting cast there. He could game manage the hell out of it, and he's athletic enough to
Yes.
use his legs a little bit.
Yeah.
Who do
They've-
you trust there more, Kirk or Russ?
Let's say Russell.
Ru-
Wilson.
Kirk
Or,
is-
Kirk
Kirk-
Cousins, excuse me.
Well, it's easy to say, but also like Kirk Cousins is coming off that really nasty injury, a season-ending injury. So
Sure. Yeah.
that's tough. I mean, pre-injury, probably Kirk,
Sure.
but
Got to see how he responds to it.
Yeah.
right.
You know, because he's not much younger than Aaron Rodgers.
No.
You gotta
Yeah.
think. There's still a possibility of Fields in Atlanta.
Yeah.
There's still that
Yeah, I
possibility.
was going to touch on that because, like, the
Ryan, you
Bears.
suiting up for quarterback next year for us?
The Bears. What?
Are you going to suit up
No.
for quarterback?
So the Bears did not fire Matt Eberflus. You'll notice that is not a name that is on that list.
I was
thought
waiting
that's
for
how
that
it
name,
was.
yeah.
thought
Which I'm
that's-
surprised.
I'm not. I thought that's what they were going to do. There's some telling hints or oopsies dropped in the press conference, and it does feel like the tea leaves are shifting more towards them trying everything they can to keep Justin Fields. I will say, though, I think Justin Fields to Atlanta would make a lot of sense for every party involved because I do think that Fields would cost more in a trade than most people think.
Would you, if they're
I agree
keeping
with that.
Fields, would they trade down with their pick, you think?
Yeah. Yeah,
They
they
would?
would
Okay.
trade down with most likely Washington or New England, wherever to 2 or 3. That way one of them can kind of jump in front of the other, bidding
Make
war.
sure they get their guy.
And then we still have a high pick plus a first next year most likely, and a second round finally this year.
So where of the coaching candidates that are available, who do you early betting odds? Who do you think ends up where?
Well, I think Bill ends up in Atlanta. Man, Seahawks. I don't know.
Mike Vrabel.
I don't know.
I'm speaking into existence.
See.
Mike Vrabel.
I'd like it to be Mike Vrabel for you guys.
I would as well, but I don't think that general manager. She just got rid of a Mike Vrabel type for really no reason.
I think that they probably end up going with a first timer like a Ben Johnson or a Bobby Slowick.
I could see Ben Johnson getting a start in Seattle.
Harbaugh.
Honestly, very, very, very honestly, it would be stupid for you guys to pass up Todd Monken. That would be my number one choice, and I don't see his name anywhere on any of these lists, except for a couple of teams. But like what he's done with that offense in Baltimore, with that talent that he's got there, he'll actually have a running game to lean on.
Yep.
Like real receivers.
Real receivers. Hey, Rashad's not bad. Zay's coming along.
Zay was nice. He's probably their best receiver. Their rookie was their best receiver.
I have an idea for the ugly guy and the ugly girl on the dance floor matching up together. You put Dan Quinn in Carolina.
I was going to suggest that earlier just because, like, you got to imagine there's not much pressure right now.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we fucking fired. We cleaned house. Let's start this.
Do you think
actually, I
don't. If the Cowboys lose this weekend, that they bring Bill to Dallas?
No.
What? No way.
No.
You don't think so?
No, because I don't think the ego of Bill Belichick and the ego of Jerry Jones would not.
They're good friends, though.
They're friends. You don't mix friends and
thing.
Business, though.
Right.
I don't see that.
Trust me, you don't.
I don't see it.
After winning the division,
I'm fucking confused.
Yeah. The best year McCarthy's had for the Cowboys.
I'm still not totally convinced that Bill Belichick doesn't just ride off into the sunset.
No, he said he's coaching, dude. He said in the presser. Kraft said in the presser.
Fair enough.
Like Kraft literally was like, "I wish him well on the sidelines," in his cutoff hoodie for every week that he's not playing us or something.
Oh, fair enough. I'm thinking
he's
maybe
coaching.
How old is he?
Belichick to
71.
LA. I'm thinking Belichick to LA.
So you think Harbaugh stays in Michigan?
No, I don't think. I think he's going to.
No. Maybe. Shit. I don't know, because technically the Raiders' job is open too. Like, he is. What's his name?
God.
Oh my gosh.
Belichick's 71. I thought he was like in his.
Who's the Raiders interim coach?
Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, Antonio Pierce. Yes, he is technically not their full time. He was an interim head coach.
Yeah,
correct. So that's.
But what we're saying is they would be
fucking
idiots to not hire him. He's out there high fiving fans. He's like he is the Raiders.
Beloved. He is beloved.
They fucked up once when they got rid of Rich Biaccia.
Yep.
Broccoli. Bisaccia.
Thought I remember hearing a lot of talk of Eric Bieniemy getting a head coach job. Maybe is that just? Is that just
Washington?
Okay, why hasn't he gotten a job though?
Washington.
They don't really have a front office currently.
But look at KC.
Yeah.
They're a different team without him.
Yeah, that's true.
A totally different team on offense.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it without him or with Matt Nagy?
Yeah, but Nagy was there last year.
Without Tyreek Hill.
That's true. That is
the
true.
Nagy was there calling plays. Nagy was on staff.
But Nagy wasn't calling plays. Nagy was just a special assistant.
Correct. But I'm still saying I think some of that creativity is missing.
To the regional manager.
assistant
A lot,
to the
and I'm
regional.
shocked that Eric Bieniemy has not been more named. So there's got to be another issue. Either he lacks leadership, maybe he's just smart. Who knows? But
I think he
yes,
becomes Washington's head coach.
that's
Bieniemy
what I
does?
always thought.
Yeah.
Like, so I have like looked at a bunch of these lists that have put names out. That's why I'm like a little more familiar with a few names. And like I don't see his name on anything.
That's interesting.
There is
Fucking
absolutely no team that he is listed as like a best fit or I haven't even seen a rumor about him.
Why do
So
you think
real
that
quick,
is?
I'm just curious.
I don't know.
Go down the list and make your pick like city and new head coach to include the ones that technically have a vacancy open, like
Dude,
Washington.
I
And
don't know if
Vegas.
I can name like 8 available coaches.
There's going to be so many randos that I couldn't even attempt.
I have a list up here. I'll do it.
I'll get 4.
So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I already said Bill Belichick to Atlanta is like the absolute most perfect spot for him.
I second that one.
Think about all the big booty bitches there.
It's true.
They got plenty of massage parlors, Bill.
Bill's into that. The Seahawks, the site that I currently have up says Dan Quinn. Honestly, I think they go with like a Ben Johnson or a Bobby Slowick, a first-time, guy, offensive coordinator. The Commanders, again, they don't have Bieniemy on there at all. But they have their prediction on this site is Ben Johnson. That's another one where I agree. Like, you're bringing in a new GM, you're gonna want somebody maybe they can build with, kind of like Poles and Eberflus. That's why I'm not too mad they kept Eberflus. I think it's a fine idea. But so again, they have Ben Johnson. I think that's a perfect fit. I think he's gonna get a job with what he did with the Lions. They also have Raheem Morris on there. That's another name that's been thrown around a lot lately. For the Titans, they have Raheem Morris for the Titans. Whoever's going there, and I think that this is actually the second most attractive job out there right now, just because you still have some talent. I don't think there's much pressure there after just firing your guy. The AFC South is a little more contentious as we thought.
It's trending up.
It's trending up, definitely. So it's a little more difficult there. But they have the second most cap space at $77 million. That's a lot of money to
That is a lot of money.
transform that, the holes there. And they also have, I think, a pretty decently high draft pick. So, trade Derrick Henry, run with Tajay Spears, get some picks for Henry. Who
Yep.
knows?
I think it's too late to get picks for Henry.
Probably. I think you're right, but
Probably anything overwhelming, yes.
Probably. That's why I wish they did it at the beginning of the year. Like once they started like falling, like Hopkins and Henry, like still good for at least this year. Go somewhere for a team that's got a chance to go to the playoffs, get some picks for them. Now you kind of wasted your shot.
so, and going back to the Titans real quick, like I'm just reading in a little further on here, and the thought is they want somebody that they can grow with, and so I think it'll be a first timer here.
Yeah.
Again, they've got Raheem Morris down. That could work. I think Bobby Slowick probably ends up there. And then the Chargers, they have the Chargers on here ranked as the 5th most desirable job. But I don't know. They have Jim Harbaugh on here, which is where I think he goes. They have to get a new GM. Harbaugh's going to want to stay in players.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about Vegas?
Raiders. They have Vrabel to the Raiders on here, but I think it is. They have to go with Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, I agree with you. So where do they have Vrabel on that list?
Raiders.
They have Vrabel to the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
I think he would be the second best option. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know if Antonio Pierce, this is a year of him having his guy, like the guys have his back, like, hey, we're gonna step up for our interim guy, and then he ingratiates himself with his personality. But let's see a full season. Now you've got teams that are gonna be scheming against what you're throwing out there.
Yeah. But the
We'll
only
see
way
how
you
he
do that at this point is
responds.
by giving him the job.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But that's the risk.
Yeah.
Is hey, maybe next year they figure out and he's actually a trash head coach when he's got the full-time gig.
Sure.
So that's why I think that's you have to balance that with Vrabel. And then the Panthers, they have them as the 7th again. Terrible situation for them. They have Frank Smith or Dave Canales down, and same situation. They need a GM. They need a head coach.
Do you think the trend of the young head coach like McVay and Shanahan's kind of over now?
No.
You don't think it's over?
I don't think so.
More 30-year-olds.
Well, Gerard Mayo got the job in New England, and he's
New
37.
England.
Oh, okay. And see, I didn't know who.
He's now the youngest coach. And then
I've got my list. And I think one of them on here is kind of a a bold call here. But in no particular order of most desirable or whatever, just writing down the names of the teams. Seattle, again, I'm speaking into existence, Mike Vrabel.
I'm hoping for you.
Atlanta, I got Bill Belichick. You guys talked me into it.
Yep.
Tennessee, I got Ben Johnson. Washington, Eric Bieniemy. Vegas, you got to go Antonio Pierce. I feel like they'd be stupid after the chemistry that he built with that team. The Chargers, I got Jim Harbaugh. And then Carolina, kind of my wild card dark horse candidate, because I feel like they'd be stupid enough to go for this. Kellen Moore.
Huh?
I mean, you're right.
He
They'd be
is
stupid
available.
enough to do it, and he is available.
He is probably cheap, too.
Yep. Kellen Moore.
I just thinking more and more about this Carolina situation. I wouldn't even want that job.
That's the only job that I like. The only
That's the only one
GM
you're
job
qualified
that
for,
I do
Ryan.
not want Ian Cunningham to take.
Ian Cunningham is a fantastic assistant GM.
I don't want him.
He is going to be fantastic when he goes to the Chargers to pair with Jim Harbaugh.
That's
as much as I
scary.
want Ben Johnson out of Detroit, I don't want him taking the Carolina job.
No, not for his career. Absolutely not.
No, I think Ben Johnson to Tennessee is a solid idea.
Or Ben Johnson to Washington. I think Ben Johnson and Ian Cunningham to Washington would be a nice combination as well.
I think Ben Johnson to Tennessee is actually my favorite spot for him now, because I'm thinking about Will Levis and his motions and how he throws and operates the offense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what I just saw with Jared Goff. Jared Goff, who
Yeah.
a lot of people wrote off.
Into the sunset.
But what do you guys think about some of the stories come out with the Tennessee owners? One, the way they wrote off Vrabel, but two, the GM's not giving them any pieces, and I forget who the owner of the Tennessee is. There's that gal, right? Yeah, there's saying that the story that came out was that the last straw for Vrabel is when that they lose to Houston. When they had the when they were wearing the Oiler colors, yeah, I guess that was like, oh, okay, we disgrace the team that way, he's out of here, sort of thing. I can't remember all the stuff. I read a whole article saying that they basically just weren't.
They got pissed off about a bunch of stupid stuff. Like they got
they left that game early that they ended up winning, and that was a
Bud Adams. Was that the guy's name that owned it?
Was that?
Bud
Yeah,
Adams?
his daughter.
Widow? Or it's his
I'm
daughter?
just saying, his daughter, yeah. His daughter. Oh, that's who it was. But I feel like some of the chemistry that's going on in Tennessee reminds me a lot of Houston a few years ago.
Yes, I'm
literally
starting to
just
see
that
that
a little bit where I'm like, hold on, I don't know if I want to be
Yes,
this
with the whole
mess.
like Jack Easterby situation.
Mhm.
1000% it reminds me of that. And yeah, she got Mike Vrabel for some dumb stuff. Like apparently when he had his little like Patriots, Hall of Fame, or Ring of Honor or whatever thing, there in New England, he really just lauded the Patriots fan base and the Patriots culture and just said, some stuff like that. Like you guys
At a
should really appreciate
Patriots
this.
event.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And she got
In which
pissed
he
off
was going to
about
the
that.
fucking Hall of Fame. It's fine.
Right. She got
Idiot.
pissed off that he was saying like, yeah, there's nothing like it here in New England. And that was one of the things. And she didn't like that he didn't get along with the GM or whatever. And so
So I
That's
just
got to
don't
be
think
the
that's-
biggest
I think that is what
out
will
of
hurt.
the blue firing of the week, right?
But-
Yes.
But if
No,
you see
100%.
that, and then like if like you're Ben Johnson, is that the team you want to go play for?
Correct. I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
yeah,
And I think
she
that's
wants a
what's
yes
gonna
man.
hinder Seattle of getting someone like Vrabel, because Vrabel is very, like I said, very similar in attitude to Pete Carroll, high energy, wants to be in control of shit. And to me, it seems like almost like a power struggle in Seattle, where the GM is like, "Hey, we're taking ownership back of this team. It's not going to be your player decisions," because Pete Carroll's like VP of like football operations or something out there, so he's taking a whole lot of control of that team. So I think that would hinder Seattle on going towards a Vrabel type, because Vrabel's going to want some of that control.
I feel
I
like
think that's a fair
Schneider
point.
and Vrabel would actually go really good together.
Right. That's exactly kind of what I was getting at. And I think really it was not so much that aspect of Pete Carroll that led to them wanting to part ways.
Pete Carroll
I think it was
didn't
more
just
so.
like retire though, right? Like he
No.
just
No.
No,
like they want him to stay with the teams, and he's
Right.
like
it's
Just
game
not as the head
passed-
coach.
right.
Yeah, the game's just passed him. Honestly, I mean,
Was
it's-
that
That's
his
exactly-
decision to step away?
No.
no
Right.
It-
No.
Okay.
So and that's kind of more the direction I was going. Is I think that it's not so much that aspect of Pete Carroll and his role in Seattle, but more so like Danny said. I think that the well is running a little bit dry. I think that it's a new generation of football. The game is slowly starting to pass him by, but I think someone like a Mike Vrabel would fit like a glove there. I really do.
So when they were drafting with Carroll, did he have a big voice in the room for the draft picks?
He's the VP of football operations. What do you think?
Yeah,
But,
I mean, it was
but before,
Yeah, I'm saying before, like
Like-
previous drafts, like DK Metcalf and stuff, or
I
was
think a
that
lot of that's been
all
Schneider.
Schneider?
well. They've been really well.
So I'll just say this: the reason I'm asking is because apparently Vrabel does like to have a say, because he comes from that Belichick coaching school. Like
Right.
he wants to be the guy making the choices, and
I think
I,
you'd definitely
I
get a
feel
big
like
say.
he would get that. I think he would have a
Yeah.
huge say in Seattle
okay.
Yeah, no,
Then
I
why
think
because
move
I think
on?
any team. I think that's going to be understood. Excuse me. Any team that signs him is going to already know that going into the interview. I feel
Right.
like, and
and
so
Schneider's going to work with whoever the head coach is.
100%.
He's really good at him and Pete Carroll have been such a good team in terms of when they're making their picks together. It's really been Schneider, ultimately making the calls, but Pete Carroll has definitely had a voice without
Okay.
question. It
Yeah,
wasn't Pete
okay.
Carroll making the choices, but Pete Carroll absolutely had a voice in it. But ultimately, it's been Schneider, who's making a lot of the final calls. Like he's always been credited with getting Seattle like all these extra picks and trading down like all these years to get these guys.
I've always thought that he was a good GM. Like, and
Yeah.
I've never heard or seen any bad like trades or picks or anything like
No,
that.
he's a great
work
GM
out.
for sure.
Um,
Just can't get an O line for some reason.
hey, did you guys know that the Titans, their GM, his name is Ran, R-A-N.
Yep.
Man, that's a weird name.
Yeah,
It's one less than
Th-
me.
those
one
ten-
letter less.
it's like senators from Tennessee, GMs from Tennessee.
Right,
What's that?
yeah, Ran and
Ran.
So we'll
You
get
know-
back to the coaching carousel next week, because
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to have more fucking jobs filled this week.
Yeah,
I mean,
there'll be more news.
oh yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll get back to
it's-
we got to pick some games for this weekend though.
Yeah,
Go
Yep.
pick some games for this weekend.
Let's
Yes,
get my
sir.
app out. Let's see.
Also, before we get into that, just wanted to say, pretty cool ring. Keith, you're welcome to show yours off as well.
I don't have it yet.
Fantasy football
Aw.
championship ring.
Keith is the cock ring.
In case you didn't see it the first 3
There's-
times that Rick put it on the fucking camera.
Beast
Beast
mode.
There.
Do you think Marshawn Lynch would ever start a bread company and call it Yeast Mode?
Ew. Ew. What?
Use yeast when you're baking bread.
That's fantastic.
Man.
There's mine. You can
Gross.
see it.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I almost bought
actually-
that one.
Nice.
Damn, I actually like that one more.
Or he could work with
You screwed
Mr.
up, Rick.
Beast and
I-
Mr.
I like this one
Mr.
more,
Beast
personally.
Has his feastables and they could eat feast mode.
Feast mode. There you go.
I got Rick over here talking about
Anyway,
baseball rings.
marketing.
Ryan's over here
Marketing.
marketing for Marshawn
Beast.
Lynch to open a fucking beast.
I just want to hang
Bread
out with
company.
him once. He seems really cool.
Yep.
Would they
so
be the
NFL
would they be
playoffs,
the
let's go.
BBC?
I wouldn't be cool enough to hang out with them. Oh, I did. I used to. Sorry. I thought you were getting
that?
mad at me.
What
That's
in
a
the
belt suit.
fuck?
Was that a
Just,
burp?
going back to Pete Carroll one
Yeah.
more time. I didn't recognize him when I bumped into him.
You didn't recognize who?
Pete Carroll?
Were you at a
Oh.
leather bar?
No, I was at a. I used to be a bouncer at a club in Bellevue, Washington.
Was
He
it a
doesn't-
leather bar?
It was
He
his
doesn't
first year.
have a very
It was his first year
distinctive
coaching.
belly button.
It was like his first, it was like week 2.
He wasn't
or
chewing
whatever.
gum.
And I just noticed like these 2 fucking huge guys walk in wearing Seahawk jerseys, and they just like walk past me, and they go and they tap a guy on the shoulder who's like sitting at the bar, and he turns around and is like, "Oh, hey guys, what's going on?" And starts like like shaking hands with him. Yeah, good to meet you, blah blah blah. And it turns out it was Pete Carroll. So he was at the bar I was bouncing. I thought that was pretty cool. That's
That's
closest I've
pretty
ever been to him. But anyway,
Did y'all
like,
see
a tiny
anyway,
little
that-
Pete Carroll story. Now that he's gone,
Did y'all see like the little
Rest
party
in
that like
peace.
all the former Seahawks and like current Seahawks had with Pete Carroll?
that was crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
Even
Jermaine
Russell
Kearse
Wilson
was
flew
there.
up. Yeah.
All those guys flew up there. Like Jermaine.
Yeah.
Well, Jermaine Kearse might live there because he played for UW.
Doug Baldwin was there. Cam Chancellor.
Yeah,
Damn.
Anyway,
the day he got canned, they all flew up and had. a
Was
party with
Richard
him. I think
Sherman
that's
there?
awesome. He was there.
Sherman was there.
Marshawn
Yeah.
couldn't make it, so he sent some Skittles.
Fuck that guy.
What? Are you,
Said-
Marshawn?
Fuck you.
No,
he
no.
said I can't make it.
Oh,
Richard
you're saying?
Sherman.
Okay, I was like, why would
Richard.
he's
I
like
was
the
gonna
Dolly
ban
Parton
you.
of the NFL?
All right, let's
Richard
call some
Sherman.
games. Let's call some
All right.
games.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday. Start. I don't know who's starting.
I'm taking the Browns.
Ooh.
Browns versus Texans.
Are they a Saturday game?
Yep, first
Yep,
game
First
of
game.
the day.
Sorry, I didn't have that up quick enough. Man. Yeah, my heart says Cleveland.
But your
'Cause I
body
want-
says
I'm gonna go.
My
With
heart is
playoff
also gonna say what my brain
Flacco.
says. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cleveland here.
Keith is
Playoff.
like,
Just
fuck
so we're
it, I
clear.
don't give a shit. Ryan's talking, but I'm gonna make my pick. So
I thought he was done.
Keith's gonna talk for the first time this night and interrupt.
he just pulled a Pat McAfee on the fucking
Bulldozer
college
it.
game day live set. Jesus.
Just so we're clear, we're all
Naysayers?
rooting for the Browns, correct?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We're all rooting for the Browns to win it all.
Yes.
Or
Well,
And that's who
no.
I'm
the
actually
Lions.
betting
No,
will
not
win
rooting
too.
for them to win it all. No.
No, I'm not rooting for the Browns in the playoffs currently. No.
you will be soon.
Yeah. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next week, and you'll be. On
I like, all
Will
joking
you?
aside, I like the young squad that Houston has put together. I think that CJ Stroud has been phenomenal.
Yep.
But Cleveland's defense is just absolutely brutal. I know they're playing in Houston, but the
They played like
playoff
3 weeks
football,
ago.
rookie quarterback, and I just don't see the Texans overcoming that Browns defense. And Joe Flacco's been amazing.
Yeah,
So
I think Flacco.
to me, this is an easy
the wild
pick.
card on this.
Blake.
Cool.
Are you picking the Browns?
Nope.
You're picking the Texans?
The
Are you
Texans.
going to be an
They
island
played.
boy?
They played like 3-4 weeks ago. Stroud did not play.
Trash.
Browns did win that game 36-22, I believe. First playoff game at home in Houston in a long ass time. J.J. Watt will be in the building.
Unless
first playoff game for the Browns in a long
36-22.
time.
What
What?
did you say?
The Browns won 36-22.
Correct. Without C.J. Stroud. No C.J. Stroud in that game.
Well, Case
But-
Keenum's is a warrior.
Case Keenum is a
That
warrior,
was,
but he is no C.J. Stroud.
That was Davis Mills, by the way. Not
Was it Case Keenum?
Even better than. I feel much better about it. Houston looked really good against Indianapolis in a win and you're in type game. So they already have the
Holy
playoff
shit.
experience of playing from last week. So
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Give me Stroud.
Amari
baby.
Cooper
Give me
had
Stroud.
265 yards in that game.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yowza.
Give me the guy with Super Bowl experience with
Yeah.
the top defense in the league. Yeah, give me the Browns.
Look, I'm happy for Houston. I'm glad they're here,
Yeah.
but I think Cleveland's going to be a fucking buzzsaw.
I'm an island boy.
Yeah.
Living
careful.
in an island world.
Blake, don't get on an island with Danny. He might try to kiss you.
He's not on this island.
Just FYI.
So, what's next? Oh, Miami at Kansas City.
And
which
negative
is going to
25
be
Degrees
Apparently, the coldest playoff game ever played.
in history.
I think also
Yeah.
maybe the coldest football game ever played.
That's badass. Is it really negative 25?
Yeah, no, yeah,
With
it's
wind chill.
Fuck. All right.
You can buy a ticket for
Jesus.
36.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that.
$36.
They had tickets for like $30.
Wow. Would you do
Ain't
it?
nobody going to that damn.
No.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Really? If you're living in Kansas City,
Those
No.
tickets are going to be
No,
out there
say-
shirtless.
okay, I understand. Like you don't have a horse in this race, and I'm not
I
even
don't care if
hypothetical.
it's
You don't have a
Green Bay.
horse in this
No.
race. You wouldn't for $35. You wouldn't go to a playoff game,
No.
dude. Just layer the fuck up, dude.
I
I've
would.
been in.
I
would do it.
You know what? Hell with it. I'd
You know
do it.
what?
I'd
You're
do it.
spoken like someone that's been to too many fucking playoff games, like a spoiled little bitch.
Spoiled little bastard.
Spoiled
bastard.
little bitch. No, if it's
In
under
Green
40,
Bay, too.
I'm not going. Fuck that.
Outdoors.
It's going to be perfect weather for my playoffs.
They don't even
I'd
serve
do it.
caviar in
Motherfuckers.
Kansas City.
My daddy driving the Aston Martin.
Anyway, what is our picks, gentlemen? Kansas City or Miami?
Oh,
I'm
God.
taking Miami.
Whoa.
Might be a spicy pick. I honestly think the Dolphins are just a better team.
I'm
Not
gonna
by
take-
much.
I'm going to
but I
take
think they are
Kansas
better.
City, but I also am going to hammer the under on this game.
Yeah, hammer the fucking.
Oh, 1,000%.
I don't even know what the under is right now.
Kid
The
McDaniels
under,
coat.
it was
not-
like 32 or something like that. This is going to
Oh
be,
yeah, I'm smashing the shit out of the under.
This is going to be a like 10-3 game.
Yeah,
Give me the Dolphins. Fins up.
Come with me, Keith.
yeah.
No. No.
Give me the
Tyrese
Chiefs
revenge
because
game, baby.
but the Dolphins are their entire squad is banged up to shit right now.
Well,
Yeah,
little
so is
ice
the
will
Chiefs,
help.
though.
A little cold weather will
That's
help.
true. That is
Runnings
true.
video
That
last
is
night. Was
true.
that you, Keith?
What?
The Cool Runnings video?
I saw. Yeah.
Was that you that sent that?
That was me.
I did.
You didn't see it?
Keith, who you picking?
I saw it.
I'm gonna pick Kansas City because I don't think McDaniels can coach and not wearing his off whites.
What? McDaniels can't coach? What?
Without his off whites on.
Without
You
his
know
off-
what?
Yeah.
Let him
Also,
fire McDaniels in Miami. We will happily take him in Chicago.
The
Did you hear what I said?
temperature
I'm not
itself is
saying-
-3.
I'm not saying he
Jesus.
can't
That's
coach.
what's going to be on Tuesday where I live.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
I'm not
cold.
saying he can't coach, Blake. I'm saying he can't coach without wearing his off whites. And he's not
also
gonna do
his
that.
vape will be frozen. So
Yeah.
Oh, you know he's ripping that thing.
It's legal there.
Ryan, who you got?
Looks like a-
I told you, the Chiefs.
Oh, Chiefs.
yeah,
Rick.
Yep, we are.
Chiefs.
Everyone picked already.
Fuck. All right. I'm sorry. Usually it takes us 10 minutes fucking game.
gotta do the Dolphins. They're gonna be
Hey,
different.
Blake,
I
Like,
rode
we know
with
you
on this
haven't
one.
been here, but
Hey, Rick, you want to go to the Rumble?
hell yeah,
Yeah. How far of a drive is it for you?
it's like 3 hours,
Are you coming to
That's
see us
not
on
bad.
3
Friday?
or 4 hours.
Coming to do the
Dude,
show
that-
on
I
Friday?
think that'd be worth it.
It depends, man. I'm not sure what work is looking like around that time. I might.
He's
like,
already making
We're on the hook
excuses.
every other weekend.
Oof.
No, it's fine.
So next weekend you're on the hook or off the hook?
I don't know yet. I won't know until probably Thursday, Friday time frame.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Just don't answer your phone if they call.
That's
I
a
wish it
smart
was
idea
easy.
for the military.
The
Yeah.
point line for that game is 43, by the way.
Yeah, take the under on that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, smashing the absolute shit out of the under.
So I think
How
they got
fast do you
hit
think
pretty good
Tyreek
with
Hill can
snow,
go on
too.
ice skates, though?
He's gonna go to the trainers and ask him to take all the spikes off. Give me 2 spikes in the front so I can take off, and then I'm just gliding.
All right, and then we got what, 3 games on Sunday?
2.
2
Three.
games on Sunday. 3 games
There's a
on
game.
Sunday.
There's a game on Monday.
There's 3 games.
3 on Sunday, 1 on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
First game: Steelers versus the Bills.
In a
Now, this is supposed to be another one that's like crazy. Like they're worried about like the travel conditions.
There's
Yep.
a weather alert or whatever for this whole game, like the whole weekend there.
Yep. Snow, thunderstorms.
Hell yeah.
Thunder Snow.
Give me the Bills.
Give me the Bills. Yep,
Yeah.
Bills.
Yeah.
I'm expecting no less than 10 Bildos being thrown on that field.
Now I will say,
chosen ones.
I will say, if Watt was actually able to play, I would
Yeah.
maybe lean a little more on the Steelers.
No
Yeah.
Watt, no way.
I would.
No Watt,
I
no
wouldn't.
way, baby.
Even
I heard
with Watt, I'm-
JJ is trying to suit up and just pretend like he's CJ.
That was a good tweet.
JJ trying to suit up for Houston, not for fucking
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
No,
No,
I'm
he
with
had the photoshopped him in the.
Yeah,
Steelers
no, I
jersey.
know.
I'm with Ryan. I would have picked the Steelers actually on this
Yeah.
because I think you're not going to be passing the ball as much. I feel like that Steelers defense would really hammer the Bills, and I think it'd just be a low-scoring game with the Steelers winning. But without TJ, I think I'm going to lean towards the Bills too. I think it's going to be a one-score game, though.
Really,
I do.
It's gonna be
No,
really
I
cold.
think I think
really
Bills.
snowy.
Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin in the playoffs. It's
Mhm.
Yeah, but McDermott's going to
Can't
give one of
count
them
'em out.
Pac-Man speeches, and that'll be fine.
All
Were
right,
you
next.
unanimous on Bills?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. First one of the night. Congratulations, boys. We made it.
Great
Probably the
job,
only one.
Blake.
We made it.
Thanks for
We made
not
it.
dragging us down to your level.
We made it.
Cowboys hosting the Packers.
Yeah.
I feel dirty about it, but I'm picking the Cowboys, and I don't
Yeah.
care.
I'll be rooting for the Packers very hard on this.
But who are you picking?
I'm picking the Cowboys, but I'm rooting for the Cowboys. I'm rooting for Green Bay.
I'm rooting for the Cowboys. I'm
I'm
actively
rooting for-
rooting for Dak
Yes.
Prescott to have a hell of a game, and I'm not afraid
I will say
to
this
say
much:
it.
I'm picking the Cowboys, but I don't think that it's a foregone conclusion
Good playoff team.
where the Packers win this game and pull off the upset.
Yeah, of course
cool.
they can. It's the playoffs, and it's
Yeah,
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's 2 strikes right there.
Well, and even then, like the
Both teams are
Packers
just
have
glad
been,
they're not playing San Francisco.
the Packers have been playing a lot better than expected. Like, and with most of the time without a full the full cast and crew, right? So now, as far as I understand, they're overall healthy across the board.
Maybe.
So,
Maybe.
they're getting Christian Watson.
Jair's
back, right?
hurt.
Maybe.
Oh shit. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, I see a world where they do it, but I wouldn't put money on it. I'm taking the Cowboys, but I am rooting like shit for the Packers.
Don't say that. That's dirty.
Don't say those.
Ugh.
Dude, we're going to get
That's
a
right.
fucking
I am
strike.
rooting
I
for
love
the
how-
Packers.
I love how Danny
Pyramid
said it.
here.
I love how Danny said it and nothing was said, but Rick says it, and it's like, don't fucking say that.
Shows you how much my opinion is. It's
Wow,
appreciated.
Cowboys were a perfect 8-0 at home.
Well, 7-0 and
I
1.
wouldn't say perfect. Yeah.
All right.
The
Packers?
Cowboys?
Yeah. That ends game.
Hey.
I don't credit
Oh,
them that
yeah.
Hey, Rick.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Keith, you want
If-
to
No,
go
it's
full
not.
screen on this call?
Rick, if
No,
we
you don't
beat,
have to. I don't-
if
don't.
Seattle beat Dallas in that game, would Pete Carroll still be here?
No.
Still not.
Ooh.
There you go.
I think still not.
Yeah, you don't fire him now. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. We'd be. Yeah.
Go ahead, Keith.
I
So
don't
you're
want to
gonna
go full screen.
Oh,
Okay.
hi, Keith.
Say what
Hi,
you
how you
need to
doing?
say.
So
Say what
everybody
you need to say.
in the world, shut the fuck up, is counting the Packers out.
Oh.
You can. I don't care.
You forgot to cross out
it.
Aaron Rodgers' signature behind you. I still see
I'm
it.
not fucking doing that. It's too much work. I took this shit down. I'm not gonna try to find his signature on here, wherever the hell it's at.
It's right there.
What did I do?
But the Packers have played better all year, most of the year, than anybody gave us credit for. We have more than a puncher's chance.
Well, that was fun while it lasted. Anyways, I'm kidding, Keith. I'm kidding.
I know you're kidding. It's fine. I knew you were gonna do it. I was waiting for it. There's a reason I'm pausing after everything I say. Hey,
Oh, is that so?
I got a duck on my head.
You had to know that
I
one
honestly
was coming,
think-
right?
yes, I honestly think the Packers can pull this off, and that's not the biased Packers fan in me.
Yeah,
They're in the
Brian
playoffs.
said.
I mean,
go ahead. I mean, Keith. All joking aside,
Jordan.
let's hear Keith's take on this.
Go off, Cleve.
Jordan has been playing very well.
get me off the top.
Let him
Sorry,
talk. Go ahead.
Nobody in this room
Let him
can
talk.
deny that Jordan Love has been playing very well
Mm-hmm.
these past several
I'm not
weeks.
in your room, by the way.
Yeah.
in this chat room. You're
Mhm.
you're right here next to me.
Video chat, but
hate
Has
you.
he though?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Keith.
better than everyone said. I agree with him.
I agree.
He's
Yep.
been the top quarterback in the last 10 weeks. I don't. If you look at stats, he's been the
Whoa,
top
hold on a
quarterback
minute.
in the past. I'm not making this up.
what about the 8 weeks
I'm-
before that?
I said the past 10 weeks. I didn't talk about the first 8
Hold
weeks.
up.
For 1
Never
week
mind.
there, Justin Fields had a perfect QBR. He was best quarterback in the motherfucking league.
8
What do you
weeks
say
is
about
more
that?
than one.
Only in 1 week, though.
In 1 week.
But
It's
we're only
been-
looking at that 1 week.
What? But let me be serious. Though. What merit are you saying that he's the best quarterback in the last 8 weeks?
Stats.
Is it
QB
QB,
stats.
Just
like
look at his
QB
stats.
rating? We'll just
Just
like,
look
tell
at
me.
all his stats.
Well,
He's
tell
led the
me, is
league
it
in
like more?
touchdowns.
Is it more yards, more touchdowns, a touchdown to interception ratio? Like
Yes,
what?
he
what-
threw 18 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the past 10 weeks.
Okay, so
That's
and
pretty damn good.
About
that's
17.
pretty.
Fuck it, he's out there somewhere.
No, that's not how he plays anymore.
What?
That is not what he does. No, you have not been
Go ahead,
paying
Keith.
any damn attention to what Jordan Love has been doing these past weeks. He is throwing dots and lasers to his receivers, to rookie receivers. Yes, we have 17 rookie receivers.
Are you gonna
I
extend them?
understand.
Give him a 30-year
Yes.
extension right now.
Yes, we're probably going to extend him. Why wouldn't we?
All right,
The
I'm
formula
excited.
works in your way.
Well,
The
I agree.
Packers
I think that
are-
Jordan Love has been playing phenomenal. I think he's been a very, very, very key to the Packers' success this year.
Matt knows how to beat the Cowboys.
Okay.
That he does.
He's going
That he
to
does.
run
although McCaffrey used
Aaron
to play
Jones.
for Green Bay, though.
at their pass rushers. and
Well, I
beat
hope
them.
I hope it happens, but
I honestly think that is probably the singular biggest key for y'all is getting Aaron Jones going.
Yes. If we can get Aaron Jones going right at his pass rushers, we can win this game. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. The
Mhm.
Cowboys are going to put up 30 points. We're going to have to put up 31 if we're going to win this game. At least 30. We're going to have to put up 30, 40 points.
all right.
Yeah. It
And
should
I
be a
understand
very
that.
good game. I will say that.
I'm picking the Packers to win this game, and that's not the biased Packers fan in me.
And he's an island boy.
And I
A
don't
little
care.
bit, but I'm rooting for the
Next.
Ryan, go ahead and prove my point because I know you looked up the stats.
No, I was looking at other
Ryan was
stuff.
on Pornhub figuring out which stepsister he's gonna help get out of the dryer.
I don't like the family stuff, man. That
Why?
family
That's the
stuff
only-
is so fucking weird to me. Why is it
I know.
so god stepmom?
I know. I want to meet someone who's into that
Gross.
and just slap the shit out of them. Like, dude,
What's
you're
wrong
disgusting.
All right.
with you, America?
Well,
Next
Speaking
game.
of stepmom,
Rams,
Stafford
Lions.
returns to Detroit.
We're talking about
with
Rick's
the
porn.
Rams.
He's getting nervous.
What?
No.
Stafford and the Rams head back to Detroit. take on the
Yes.
new Detroit Lions.
This is
Dan Campbell's going to have 2 cans of Skull in his pocket, ready to go.
this is a playoff game straight out of a sitcom.
It's the Vikings.
It's like they
This
trade
is, in my
quarterbacks,
opinion, the
go to the
singular
playoffs and meet
most.
each other.
Yeah, I
This
think
is
that
this is a
the-
stupid sports movie.
Yeah, this, in my opinion, is the singular most exciting game. Not just the storylines, but like both teams are legitimately really, really good. And from that aspect alone, forget all the storylines. I honestly have a hard time picking who I think is going to win this game.
Same.
But then you have just a litany of storylines here. Detroit hosting their first playoff game in 30 years. And who are they hosting? Their former franchise quarterback, Matthew Stafford, with the guy that they traded for him.
Yep.
If
You
it was
know
in
what
a
I'm
movie,
saying?
it'd be stupid.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Like
God.
Bad
Like,
Writers.
but I will tell you what, that crowd in Detroit is going to be absolutely fucking bananas.
Yeah.
If they don't release a new Beverly Hills Cop 4 commercial during this game, what the fuck are they doing?
Agreed.
He's from Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Axel.
No, I think I honestly have a tough time. It's tough. I'm rooting for Detroit, but I think this should be a phenomenal game. I think that atmosphere and that building is going to be hell on earth for the Rams to play in. That said,
I think
Stafford's been really a lot better than we gave him credit for in the offseason. He's way better than we thought he was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Goff threw for
So the
almost
second half of
4,600
the season.
years. Or years. What?
Shit.
Guys, listen.
I'm going to take the
Lit it up
Lions
tonight.
here, but I don't feel confident about it. I
Yeah,
could
I'm
see the
taking-
Rams winning this game.
I'm taking the Lions, and the only reason is because of the crowd. I think
Yeah.
that the fans are going to make the difference. Is going to be like how the 12 is in Seattle.
Yep.
You know,
And-
that place is
right.
going to be fucking.
I'm sorry,
rocking.
Detroit. You're probably losing because I'm saying this, but I'm picking the Lions.
I'm actually picking the Rams on this one. I think the last, like maybe 4 or 5 games, they've just been absolutely bananas.
Yep.
They've been firing on all cylinders. Now,
Kyrie
I,
Williams.
like the rest of you, want the Lions Cleveland Super Bowl. But I just think the Rams are going to be the dark horse in there. I'm maybe taking the Rams all the way to the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think Baltimore's going to beat them. But I think the Rams are the dark horse in this race, and I think they're going to win this game.
I don't see. I have the Niners as my NFC team
Mhm.
for the game for the Super Bowl. But
Wait.
sorry, go ahead.
So the last team they played was the Seahawks, correct?
The Rams, no.
Who?
Niners.
49ers. Okay.
Yeah, that game doesn't.
That game doesn't count.
They didn't, yeah.
But so these are the teams that they beat up on: the Commanders, the Saints, the Giants, and then the 49ers, who were resting everybody.
But before that, I mean, keep going back.
Lost to the Ravens, win Browns, win
Browns,
That's before Joe Flacco, and then Cardinals.
But still, that
before-
defense.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That defense, though.
I'm going with
But-
the Lions.
They did score 36.
but
Rides
also,
their kneecaps off.
regardless, it's what the numbers that the team is producing, not necessarily who they're going against.
Yeah,
which,
no, I
you know,
get you.
they're
I
going
get you.
against
I get
some
you.
guys, but because when the season was started, the first half or so, Stafford wasn't looking great. Puka started out looking good, and then it just fizzled a bit. Cup
Real
what's going on
difference
with-
maker that kid is.
Mhm. Now everything seems to be like top tier right now. Everyone's
Simpatico.
doing,
Was
Yeah.
it Kyron getting back?
Kyron Williams.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
Kinda
a
solidified
huge
everything.
factor. Yeah, I think he was definitely the last piece that really just all of a sudden all the cogs were lined, and it's a powerful machine now. And I think
The spread is only -3 on this. Like, I can see it going either way.
Either
I really
way,
can.
yeah.
I think that being in Detroit's house is going to make the difference.
I hope so. That's
I'm also taking the Rams, but I'm taking the Rams because of their playoff experience on that roster.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
that is actually something that should not be discounted.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because I think McVay's going to coach up well.
Yeah.
Stafford's going to play well against his old team. You got Cooper Cup, who's looking healthy. So
They
Everybody
did
on
ban
both
Stafford jerseys.
sides
No
of the ball.
Stafford jerseys are allowed in the stadium.
Everybody on both sides of the ball are going to show up to play. Like
Yeah.
they're going to be hungry. I
It's
mean,
gonna be a fun
that team, the Lions, like what a great thing they've got going with their head coach. Everybody loves Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
He has those guys fighting hard, and everybody's going to want to show up for that city that has not hosted a playoff game again in over 3 decades.
Eminem's gonna be calling plays.
I'm
Dude, if you-
actually happy the Packers didn't get the 6th seed.
Dude, if you look at all 5 games or the 6 games, I think 6 games.
This one's by
I
far the
think
most
this is gonna be the best game.
Yes,
No,
this
well,
is the one
100%.
game that I'm like, I want to try and watch it.
I was going to bring that up is, when they get into playoff scheduling, they kind of schedule it by intrigue. And the Sunday night, I think, is their top, that's the top night to watch football, is Sunday night football. Monday night's cool and stuff, but people got, they got to work and Sunday everybody's off, blah, blah, blah.
Well, everybody's off this Monday, probably.
I'm not.
Nope.
Neither am I.
Yeah,
I had to find a babysitter for my kid while I go to work.
damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks. I should
but
get a wife.
They put this game in that marquee.
They're nice.
Just,
My
go
wife-
down to the wife's store and pick up a wife.
Don't they have? Yeah.
Fell off the back of a truck.
Yeah.
That's why they put this game in, though, is I think
Yep.
like nationally, this has got the most storyline, the most intrigue,
Yeah.
because people want
Yeah.
to see Detroit. And
100%.
One more
they
game.
Start off
Yeah.
with
Would you guys
the
think the
Browns, they
beginning
versus
of the year
Browns.
that the playoff game you guys want to see at the beginning of this year would be like Lions and Rams?
No.
Lions.
Yeah.
I thought
Lions, yeah.
We thought Lions
should
would
have
be pretty
been
good, but
in
you
the
would.
contention,
Especially
Yeah.
after the start of the season.
Yep.
This is by far like the marquee matchup of the first round, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Monday night,
All right.
Philly heads down to Tampa to play the Buccaneers. The Baker Mayfield newly
4,000
Tampa
yard
Baker.
passing Tampa Baker. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. That
Can you name
rolls
another
off the
quarterback who
tongue.
threw? Can you name another quarterback who threw for 4,000 yards?
Jared Goff.
Dak Prescott,
Josh
Josh Allen, Tua.
Tua didn't do 4,000, did he?
Say them all. Say them all.
40
Jared
46.
Goff.
Say them all.
Man, he
Tua had
fucking sucked for my
46.
fantasy.
Say them all.
CJ Stroud.
Say them all.
I don't have any of them
Wow.
up on my
Not
Say
Bryce Young.
them all.
So,
Not Bryce
anyways, not Justin Fields.
Jordan Love
Fucking-
threw for
talking about
4,000 yards.
Kid football.
Cool.
I hope you signed
I-
with a fucking lifetime extension and his fucking dick falls off.
On
You heard of COVID?
Oh,
Talk about
no.
COVID penis.
Buffalo.
Anyway, back to this matchup here.
I think it's an easy win for one team.
Me
The
too.
Buccaneers.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was gonna say Philly kind of falling off a little bit, aren't they?
Give me the
No,
Eagles.
AJ
I
Brown
think-
deleted his Twitter and deleted all Eagles stuff off the rest of his social media.
So, have you heard the rumblings?
Tell me about these
If
rumblings.
the Eagles lose this game, Sirianni might be out.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit, sorry. Siri just tried to talk to me. Sorry.
Syria.
Is she
Hey,
single?
I said Sirianni.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Damn, holy shit.
I saw a
Can
thing.
you
It was
imagine?
funny. You remember that security guy, Big Dom?
He'll
Yeah.
be back on the sidelines.
So they were 10-1 with him on the sidelines, and look what happened
He's
since.
back on the sidelines this
Dude, he's the
weekend.
lifeblood. That's the G.
He's back.
You got rid of the G unit.
He is back.
He-
Give me
all
Philly.
the same. To me, and I said this in the chat. I think that Tampa beats the absolute piss out of Philly.
Really?
Dude, I felt like that all week.
No, I'm picking Tampa all the way.
Am I gonna lone wolf this shit?
I was
Yeah.
kind of leaning
Are you
towards.
fucking
I
brewing
was-
coffee over there? What are you doing?
Who?
Is that who's? is it
You.
me?
Me?
It's not me.
That ain't me.
I hear it, so it's not me.
I hear it too.
Yeah, I've got Tampa just absolutely dog walking Philadelphia. The Phillies hurt. They've played like shit. Tampa under Baker. Baker's been really, really good. I think that the Eagles get their shit pushed in. I think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they don't just win, like they absolutely embarrass the Philadelphia Eagles.
If Nick Sirianni gets fired after this,
That's the top job.
that throws everything
Yeah.
Into the plan.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Do you think that if Nick Sirianni becomes available, there are more job openings coming?
Quite possible.
That's
I
a
think
good
there's
point.
going to be more job openings coming here. I mean, if
The
you're
Bel-
a 500 team, you got to look at your head coach a little bit harder now that Bill Belichick's available.
And there's
Yeah.
still those
Think
rumblings
Belichick
out there
would go to
about
Philly?
Tomlin.
Yep. About Tomlin.
Yeah, which I think is nuts.
Like,
But-
hey, man, we really appreciate your time. It'd be like a Craig Counsell, David Ross situation.
Pittsburgh doesn't like to fire their coaches, though.
No.
Just because they had the
17
same
years.
coach.
Who,
For,
Danny, who did you pick for Tampa versus Philadelphia?
I haven't picked one yet. Fuck, I don't know. I'm bleeding Philly. I just feel like they're going to
Did
get
you
it.
just have an aneurysm? Fucking Tourette's, bro.
Jeez.
I'm going to go Philly.
Philly.
I just have a hard time. I just don't see them losing this first game. I know they've just, absolutely.
They've been awful. They lost.
What
to
is last time?
What if all of this though
They
is
lost
just like
to
a
Arizona.
big fucking rogue act? Like they've just played possum for the last 6 weeks of the season, played like shit. Oh, Philly's bad. They come out and they just beat the fucking doors off of Tampa.
Surprise, bitch.
59
We're good
to
again.
3.
It's
Nope.
just.
It's not going to happen. I think
I
Baker Mayfield lets his nuts hang all over the Eagles.
Like, I know all the
They've fallen?
stats show the Eagles being just terrible. All the record shows them being terrible. I just can't wrap my mind around them losing to Tampa Bay.
Do we know is
I
Jalen
just can't see
playing?
it.
I think he was
heard-
cleared for
last
full-
I
full
heard,
go,
he
but-
hadn't thrown a football all week.
I think he was a full participant, but A.J. Brown still hasn't been back at practice.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, if no AJ, it is definitely Tampa.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Wow.
What a fun show! A lot of coaches fired. A lot of coaches. No, not a lot
Quick.
of coaches hired. Only one.
Before we leave, can I introduce you guys to my favorite new conspiracy?
Oh boy.
Sure.
What's that?
Oh
Logo
yes,
gate.
yes.
They
What is
switched
it?
to the
I-
new, so they switched to the new logo 3 years ago, and the colors they used happen to be the same colors of the teams that got in.
Time
So
out.
what
I
does
have-
next
I
year's
have-
logo look like?
I have never seen these logos before. It's always been the same stupid, boring ass logo for the last.
No,
like,
This
I
is
remember those logos
this
from
is
last
the
year.
official logo template now for the NFL. This is from NFL, and hey, there's green and red for the Chiefs. And now you've got red. It looks more pink to me for the Niners, and then
Purple.
Huh?
That's. I mean, even before I saw this, I saw the same exact picture right here. But that's who I had for the Super Bowl anyway.
Vikings.
in Vikings.
That's how most people had, anyways.
I had that's my Super Bowl pick right now. Anyway, is the Ravens and the Niners. I think they're
Yeah.
the two best teams in the league right now.
Jalen
But
Hurts
I'm
was full
hoping
participant today.
that it's the
Thank you.
Browns
Yep. Give me
representing the
Philly.
AFC.
Yeah.
Philly with the
Detroit and the Browns.
God, I want
Yeah.
that so fucking
Oh my
bad.
God.
That'd be great.
I wouldn't hate it
That would be like
until the Packers
Cleveland
are
and
out.
Chicago in the World
Right with them.
Series.
Or like back in, God, I don't know what it was, 1940, whatever. The St. Louis Browns versus the St. Louis Cardinals for the World Series.
Yeah.
What about it?
Snowflakes. Anyways, that's going to be the rest of our show for the evening. We hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you stay warm, except for you fucker there in Florida. Hope it's cold
I
there.
hope you
'cause it's
stay warm
cold.
too, Rick.
What?
I hope you stay
His-
warm, Rick.
His warm, though, is like 70.
That's
I hope
hot.
it-
I don't like
I
that.
How
hope
much
it's
snow did you
actually,
guys
I've been.
get?
We got none.
Not you,
But
jackass. We went to 2 in fucking Springfield.
None.
Wait,
None?
which Springfield?
None.
Illinois.
It's just
This
windy as
one,
fuck
the
right now.
good one.
It's just windy as fuck right
Boo!
Yeah, it's windy.
Hey.
Too.
now. Blake, in
Fuck
2
West
weeks we'll get to feel that Florida weather.
We sure will. And a lot of alcohol that weekend.
Yes.
At the motherfucking Royal Rumble. Enjoy football this weekend. Be a friend. Tell a friend. See you, motherfuckers. Bye.
Bye.